In a relay, like they're passing around on a can of fake pastor. My dad on a ballet, yeah, on a gala seven. When you want to see real, also like that boy, yeah, it's a relay, it's a relay. Tradition council Kakatoto ne plus gantoga sewa Mama kimbo Yana son telebo You gonna do yonder ya kwa food Waka bora yesu me wen kakabayo Me kakabayo Digo wena dambo mo
Even when I'm done with more, Papa Bow, Mamu, I see what happened when I'm done with Bow, so do I see what happened when I'm done with Bow, Mamu, I see what happened when I'm done
with for you to get, okay, is there in the budget. For anybody, I challenge anyone to say we took it out of the budget. Why is it doing the budget? There's public record. Go to the Ministry of Finance website. I'm showing you public record, the final budget signed by the President of the Republic of Liberia. I repeat, some of you that just come and look at the elective engagement in public accessibility, zero under government of Liberia on 0563. Look at 2022, fiscal year, 3.6 million. This is it. I'm not arguing off record. So why is okay? No, the thing here is that for the house, I will tell you, I'm in an administrative position, and truth has to be told to all. Okay, we put in because the government cannot give the money up from now because the government is still generating revenues fiscal year up to December. So what we did is that we got a resolution sent to the bank to get the $30,000. But obviously, the bank will have an interest. And the interest is $4,000, so that's why we received $26,000.
Each of the house, another house.
I'm telling you, whether the Senate have received it or not, I'm telling you, it's in the budget. It's for every one of us warranted.
So my name is Winston Blady. Some say in January, others say in June. When exactly did you receive?
Let me say this to you. I will not speak further on it, but what I can say to you clearly, I can say to everyone here, what I say, I stand by it. I have no regret. It left for you in the media, it left for the public to get a copy of the budget. It's on the website of the Ministry of Finance. You can get a copy of the budget, 2020 budget. You go to page 3. Page 3 of the budget. This is it. National budget, page 3. Okay? You go to the what line item is 0563. 0563. That is it. 3 point something. So who lying here?
My name is Springs.
No, the reality. No, let me real now.
Mm-hmm.
Who is lying?
That's a question.
You tell us.
No, the question, you got to decide that. Whether Gray is saying the truth, or whether those of them who are committed themselves to the Liberian public and say everything that Nigeria will say. The last time the Senate got 20,000, it was Snow who said it. They don't say it on spoon. He said, we got this amount of money. Do you know that there's 45,000 places in the budget for vehicle? Did Senator, they don't say that to the public? Did he say that?
Have the money been given?
For the Senate, the money is supposed to go to the vendor. Once it's generated, it will go to the vendor, like I've said. But it's that. They don't make a commitment with the Liberian people that you will not receive any kind of cost such amount of money. In fact, you will never receive a new car. But you voted for the budget. There's the first one. There's not a recap budget I'm discussing. There's from January to December budget, yeah.
2022.
Yes, 2022. Senator Jelon, you call that he voted for it. He voted for $45,000 for a new vehicle. Every one of them.
Is it insincerity that is being pushed by?
I think the problem here is that people don't want to be sincere. So if the Senate argue, for example, say they took it off, where you put it? They didn't agree.
When the budget been passed.
No, they said they argued that they were going to take it off, right? So if we talk about the money, it means there will be reduction in the original draft budget. Was there a reduction or increment? Go do your research.
Budget was increased.
So if you took it out, for example, there will be reduction. So you talk about where you put it. You put it to education? Because we can reappropriate. Did you put it to health? Because I want to take a public debate with anyone else.
It's honorable.
Anybody.
I mean,
On this subject matter. Okay. And they cannot defeat the facts. It's in the budget. It's laying out there.
So you are suspecting.
It doesn't matter where I'm from.
You are
it's about integrity issue.
You are suspecting that money was being allotted, but diverted to another area.
My friend, the money is in the budget they were appropriated for.
Representative Gray.
Who get it when? Whether the Senate got it today or they got it tomorrow is there. So if the Senate said there's only people in the Senate, I want to say Senate. Mm-hmm. Because actually, if you listen to my interview on Spoon, I say I don't speak for the Liberian Senate. If you listen to me, Kennedy. So if the Senate said they took it off, but it's still reflected here.
One of the police are alleging that they have not getting a dime of the money you distribute.
My friend, there's no lower house here. One important thing.
car. They didn't pay attention to him. He blamed himself. Maybe for my action. Yeah, it costs for me to repeat what I keep on there. I'm going to do it. I got no fear, I got no regret because this thing is long overdue. Why would our chair let the best Brazilian life and staff us at the legislative community suffer? We are agitating for our church benefit. 17 good months.
You spoke to all the good time and you told us that you are going to talk to us today. And the day
we agreed to the meeting today when they decided to intimidate us by saying the personal staff should not go in the meeting. They are going to deal with the same kind of staff. And the meeting was being joined. Even their staffers, senators that did not return. What happened to the money that they work for? Those money should resettle them. So as I speak, I don't value anything called life now.
Josh, but how long are you going to stay here?
As long as our chair will not speak to the issue of our money, I will remain here up to tomorrow.
I'm told you were called to a meeting today.
Our chair has strongly led the meeting. He has strongly led the meeting by saying the meeting will not be for Senator Starbucks, who they Senator Nutrition Starbucks. So I want my life to lead on our chair for our church benefit of the Liberian Senate.
Josh, how long are you going to be here?
As long as our chair will not speak to my money, for the issue of our money, I will remain here. Up to tomorrow, up to the annual matches. So we call you we are being the father of this country to intervene about the issue of our Liberian component that have been taken from us over the years illegally.
You are the leader here. If you are doing this, what's the message you send? Is it that you are being radicalized by a chief pompa?
It demonstrates leadership. It demonstrates activating. It demonstrates that the leader, if I being the leader and the spokesperson of the Liberian Senate, can lie down on our chair car, meaning we are tired. We are making all necessary offensive effort so that the leadership of the Liberian Senate can address our issue. They have the knowledge that they owe us. Yesterday, the Liberian Senate plenary mandated the pro-tem to have a meeting today. He has come to strangulate the meeting. So I will take the lead to sacrifice my life so that the staff and the Liberian Senate can survive.
How much are we talking about, Mr. How much are you talking about?
17 good months of our Liberian component.
In cents and dollars, how much?
Welcome to the TV.
And the vote that coming, the next vote, I have to be careful. Especially me, I will vote trying for people. Black guy, I will vote for black guy for the country to be set. The vote because it will be 3% that will be running.
3% will be running in the coming election.
Yes. We got a vice president with Joe Taylor. Then we got a president Joe Weah. Then Joseph Boakai. It's a 3% that will be running. Actually, that will know about then. You got me? But the size, my only side that we really taking the end, the whole country will take it. It will be Joseph Boakai.
So what you really seeing now? Tell what really making you vex in the voting?
What making you vex? The country is looking better. Yeah,
you saw the country looking bad. How you looking bad?
Fine. Thing that we not seen before. We seen it.
What do you see now?
Fine. We never see anything that they say my close church. We never see anything that they say my close school. Do not hold one another hand. You got me?
I got you.
Western overlooks a rocky and dusty hill known as Ekomok Hill after an Ekomok peacekeeper who died in a car crash during the First Liberian Civil War. Children played as I traveled by motorbike into the predominantly Muslim town, a very different scene from what transpired here 25 years ago. Omen Dauman Conte, 49, recalls the night the massacre took place here in August 1994.
The whole town was hard and scattered. Nobody knew where they are going. They were just shooting, some people yelling. They grabbed some people, they cut their throat. Some people, they were killed by a gun. So after we all left the town, they did our shooting. Daylight, we were managed to come. I mean, tears
With tears rolling down his eyes, Conte said more than 25 disfigured bodies were counted after the incident. Conte says it was difficult to identify most of the bodies that had been scattered around the town and left in buches, so he and other elders of the town buried the dead in mass graves. This is one of the many mass graves in Gbese town. We are told that some of the people who were allegedly murdered by Alhaji Kuman's Unimoke forces were dumped here. Elders of this town tell us there's no memorial for them, and these people were never buried in line with Islamic rites. Conte believes the soldiers acted on Kuman's orders, but the TRC report claims both Unimoke and Unimoje were responsible for the massacre.
Alhaji Kuman, no reason that he gave order to his people to come kill our people here. There's no reason. Because we are not fighting them. We are not soldiers. We are not soldiers. When we see them, we run away from them. Why must they come and attack us? The other, they're attacking enemy. We are not exchanging guns with them.
We met Professor Alhaji Kuman at his deserted residence. Only a few staff are available for aid purposes. In an exclusive interview with us, Kuman denies every accusation by residents of Gbese town against him and his troops, claiming a similarity in the names of his rebel group and that of Roosevelt Johnson's may have been an issue.
Like I'm saying, Unimoke, Unimoje, I'm not insisting that it has to be Unimoje. I'm not trying to impose a crime on a group that I cannot identify clearly just because I want to say something. No, it's unfair to do that. But I'm saying the possibilities of it being our people very, very minimal.
Conte wants those responsible for the death of his relatives and others killed during the Liberian Civil Wars to be held accountable for their actions.
If I have the power now, I want for the war crime code to be here. If I have the power, because not in Liberia, because no reason why those people won't kill our people and they passing around boasting, they enjoy, and some of them they threaten people. If you don't do this, we'll go back in the bush again. We'll do this. For what reason? Because you kill our people, you're going free.
Calls for the code are resonating around this town. Its youth leader Mustafa Rogers was 10 when the alleged killings took place here. But he says he vividly recalls civilians and fighters of other warring factions captured by Unimoke were detained in a 44-foot continuum and killed at May Day every day. He identifies one of Kuman's alleged generals called Senegalese, who was known for eating human hearts.
You know, let us see, like me, you don't want me because maybe my heart, he say my heart black. When you bright like that, you say your heart involved. Me okay, you open you, you tell your heart, ile. Senegalese, not any person but Senegalese. They met 8 people in Raspo and then they drove in from there, they say move from here. Senegalese.
Rogers' allegations are supported by Ome Conte.
But the west and west person was Senegalese, because if I will not kill you and leave you, he will kill and eat you. He will kill and eat you.
Kuman claims that his troops were so disciplined that if they were smoking cigarettes or opinion and saw him, they would put it in their pockets for fear of being punished by him. Kuman says, although he heard about a fierce rebel general called Senegalese, the individual did not fight for him, as he dismisses Gbese residents' claims, and that his troops never ate human hearts.
The eating heart business is a fake story, completely fake story. You can eat chicken, let alone human being. For example, I'm a Muslim. Muslims, before they eat the chicken,
Helen Johnson Sirleaf, thank you for joining me on Upfront. It's been more than a year since you left office as president of Liberia. You came into power off the back of a peace deal that followed decades of war and violence and coups. You ended your mandate with Liberia's first successful democratic transition in 73 years. You're the first woman to lead an African nation, a Nobel Peace Prize winner. And yet some might say you've been more popular abroad than you have been at home. What do you say to them?
Well, you know, I think if one really went around the country, where I spent a lot of time going into rural areas, being able to work with farmers and rural women and traders, and, you know, I found that I was very well connected with them. But also, if in the city, some of the positions I took were maybe not popular, then that's fine. But I also know that I had to be out there in the global community, being able to mobilize the support for Liberia, being able to restore Liberia's creditworthiness, being able to make sure that the partnership that we needed, you know, was put in place to enable us to achieve our development goals. I'm very happy with what I was able to do.
When you became president in 2005, you pledged a war on corruption. You called it, quote, a national cancer and, quote, public enemy number one. But then you yourself were hit with a variety of scandals, your government, and you later said you, quote, underestimated the cultural roots of corruption. But surely Liberian culture isn't to blame for corruption. Liberian politicians, such as yourself and others, are to blame for corruption.
Well, let me tell you, politicians are part of the culture. Politicians are part of the value system.
But it sounds like you're blaming the public, the country, for the actions of politicians.
I'm not blaming anybody. No. I think you're just talking without listening. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying dependency, dishonesty came part of the Liberian culture over the many years of deprivation. The institutions to fight corruption were not there.
You mentioned the institutions, and yet you did have an independent corruption watchdog, the General Auditing Commission, which found 20 government ministers, accused 20 government ministers of corruption, and you failed to prosecute any of them. Why?
Well, let me tell you something. All of those reports were sent to our Liberia Anti-Corruption Agency. They were also sent to our legislature. We organized a particular unit in the presidency to be able to look at all of those cases and to be able to send them forward to the Ministry of Justice wherever they thought prosecution was necessary.
So why weren't they prosecuted?
Well, because our system is like that. If you want to really understand Liberia, you need to dig a little bit deeper. You need to understand our culture, our values, our systems. And the way to tackle it is not always to just make a whole lot of noise about it, but to quietly build those institutions that are going to be long-lasting.
What is it about your country's institutions and values and culture that led you to appoint 3 of your sons and your sister to top government positions? Something that led to your fellow Liberian Nobel Peace Laureate, Lema Bowie, to resign from her post as head of Liberia's Peace and Reconciliation Commission. Does she not understand Liberian culture or institutions?
No. Let's put it this way. First of all, when I took office, if you're talking about one of my sons was always in place a couple of administrations before I took place, and I didn't fire him. Yes, I didn't think it was necessary to do so. If you're talking about the others where I needed a specialized skill to be able to achieve our objective of trying to mobilize the resources to tackle our major development programs, that's what I did. And frankly, will you please look around today at some other countries that have found themselves perhaps in similar position and have been able to put in place those particular relatives close to them whom they feel they could trust? I'll leave that to you to do your research on.
Well, I've done my research. The British Prime Minister hasn't appointed any family members. The Canadian Prime Minister hasn't appointed any family members. The French President hasn't appointed any family members. The German Chancellor hasn't appointed any family members. I could keep going, Helen Johnson Sirleaf.
Good for them, is that all?
Well, you were saying look at other
all?
countries. I'm saying it's not a common practice for presidents or prime ministers, certainly not in democratic nations, to appoint a bunch of family members to run various institutions.
Well, look, let me put it this way. We're really gone beyond this now. You know, let's deal with the real issues of Liberia. Let's deal with how we can help this country to succed.
You say let's deal with Liberia's real issues. No. You said you appointed family members for specialized skill sets. Your son Robert Sirleaf was appointed chairman of Liberia's national oil company. That company went bankrupt and $30 to $40 million US disappeared. What special skill set did he bring to national oil company?
No. First of all, let me just say, what you just said is a blatant lie. L-I-E, lie. You go look at the records. There is nothing about that company going bankrupt.
So there were no problems at all at National Oil Company?
The National Oil Company ran into because the two companies that were trying to exploit for oil, ExxonMobil and Chevron, could not find oil. They pulled out, and that meant that this company could not continue. It's as simple as that, and the record is clear.
How about the Liberia Central Bank? You appointed your son Charles Sirleaf as deputy governor there. You suspended him. You suspended him for failing to declare his assets, and 2 months ago he was ordered to be held in jail while awaiting trial for having unlawfully printed local currency worth tens of millions of US dollars. Did you know he was doing that?
Well, I didn't know you wanted to have an interview just to come out with outrageous statements. I mean,
I'm confused. Was he not?
No. I thought you.
Hold on, has he not been held in jail? Is that wrong? Has he not been held in jail?
That is not true. That is not true. He was unjustifiably, illegally charged. But anyway,
so he was charged. I mean, that's your opinion. You're his mother. Obviously, you're not going to agree with the charges. I'm just asking you to comment on him being held for trial. You're saying that didn't happen. Please.
No, you're not. No. What you're trying to do is showmanship now. That's what you're trying to do. We don't need that. We need to have a civil exchange.
I'm very civil. I asked a very simple question. You accuse me of making up things. I haven't accused you of anything. I simply asked, your son has been ordered to be held in jail while awaiting trial for having unlawfully printed local currency worth tens of millions of dollars. What's your reaction to that? There's nothing uncivil about that question.
Look, our system requires that when we have a case under the jurisdiction of the court, we're not supposed to talk about it until that matter is settled by the courts. So you're trying to make me do things that are not right and not legal. Please don't do that.
Okay, how about what happened on your watch? You suspended him for failing to declare his assets. Am I lying about that as well?
Oh, I did what I felt I had to do. You have to realize how I ran the government in my
That's what we tried to
country.
work out here. That's what our viewers want to know. How did you run the government? You appointed family members, suspended some of them. Just wondering how that works.
Oh, well, I don't think you want a conversation.
I do. I don't think you want a conversation, because I'm asking questions that are very legitimate questions. I would ask any former president on this show about corruption allegations on their watch. The fact that they happen to be your children is neither here nor there.
You're right.
So you don't want to comment on anything about corruption. Okay. One of the other things critics line up against you for, you're criticized, is for your former support of Charles Taylor, your predecessor, who's, of course, a convicted war criminal. In 2009, you formally apologized for having stood behind him. That same year, the Liberian Truth and Reconciliation Commission made a set of recommendations saying that a compensation scheme should be created, a dedicated war crimes court should be set up. You never took action on those things. Why not?
We have moved beyond the Charles Taylor story. We have moved beyond.
See, you stop that, man.
Don't stop it, man.
That's why the Papa watching the show, I call him the clan.
I told you, I said the Papa won't talk to you. What are you talking?
He declined.
I beg you guys, no. And I told you, Papa.
No, but man, listen, we passed 2 hours, we got to wrap this thing up. But no, seriously, somebody told me today they gave Prince Johnson visa to come my pap. My pap. But listen, they say they get free visa for him to kind of 3-day retreat.
Say on a retreat. Say that I'm begging, man.
They asked me, Joseph, they said, which one of the states you want to go? Any state, the U.S. government will be responsible. The best hotel, anywhere you want to go will be responsible. Just come for a 3 days retreat. And they say, but we say, you can save your America. I eat my Nima. He said, if I'm hungry, I can kill one of my cow, my goat, and I will be fine. You can save your America. All I want is to eat my GB. But guys, want to say thank you. Let's just, while we're winding down, let's talk about the issue real quick. Concerning Lofa County and that of Joe Manor we had today, man. He was walking with Edward Snow. Jose, you want to play this? Play the Pape one first. Play Baka one first, then we'll go to personal.
I will not lie, I enjoy the way VP and JMB were dressed. He was ready. I like the way he was posed. The way he posed, and his hand was like he was ready for war. Yeah, Pape say yeah.
I mean, the post say anybody that want to come with Prince Johnson can bring 10
to hear the outcome of whatever reason they got him booked. But for me,
yeah,
I'm home. I committed no crime here. I fought in defense of my people, the number who were targeted for total elimination, and we fought, and today there is peace. In peacetime, I am doing my best, making my contribution, immense contribution towards the growth and development of our country, having chosen education as one of the key pillars. So I have a foundation establishing high schools and university here with supporters overseas. So I'm doing my best. I'm not afraid. People say they give me visa. Yes, they give me visa. Let me tell you something. I got visa 2 times. But the first time I got visa, it was during the Peter DeVos, Ambassador Peter DeVos time. With Robert Potter as the political officer of the U.S. Embassy here. But they told me, we got no problem with you. But we cannot deny you. We have no cause to deny you. But one thing we'll tell you, there are a lot of people in America awaiting you to take you to court, like the Crown people or Liberian who enjoy those regime, who those sponsor. So when you go to the court there, you will be left alone to answer your own question. But if you were to go to the state as a presidential, one of the presidential delegates, you will be covered until you return home. But if you just go to America for sightseeing or to any organization, and a citizen takes you to court, you go and answer. And true, because many grand people, many grandchildren are there, and many other Liberians who benefited from those are there, and they will want to embarrass me. But at this point in time, as I speak to you, my panelists, I'm going to be 70 years old July 6 this year. I have reached the biblical lifespan of 3 and 10. I have gone many countries. What am I going to go do now in my old age? I'm afraid of turbulence in the first place. But however, I'm home. Nothing I do here wrong. I'm here. But now I have to hear what they have to say about Moses Wright.
Senator, you heard the news about Moses Wright. You heard that, but now he's released. We just spoke to someone that's close to the WEF. He was willing to call on Spoon Talk, but the immigration state got his cell phone, so probably we'll be talking to him tomorrow, but he's released. But what's your take? What do you want to say to the Liberian folks? Sunday announced that he was arrested.
Like you rightly put it, the U.S. authority will not come out strictly and say because you were involved in the war. They will always go under the disguise of immigration problem.
Correct.
Okay? They will always do that. Even another guy, forgotten his name, he was in the PRC. He lived in America almost 30-something years. And they just got and deported him to Liberia. He was not part of the war, but he took part in a coup.
Yeah, like Batu.
They deported him. Jeffrey Batu.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Batu was arrested. I think in North Carolina and jail and then deported here. He didn't take part in the war. He was in America driving a taxi, living fine, no trouble-free man, humble man, but he was deported. I mean, I'm very mindful. Look, those things cannot make me to divulge any information that I know about the great power of the world. How did we get Taylor from jail to come here? How did I get all the materials and equipment and uniform and machine guns and all of those things to break away from Taylor to fight Taylor and to fight Doe? Who provided those? I cannot say. So I keep quiet. Because there are certain people in the world, they use you and dump you. When they need you, you are the good friend. They got no friend, but they got payment, they got interest. That's all they're after. And when they use you after the mission is over, you are useless. So I'm very mindful.
Senator, can you talk to us? I mean, you were saying something just now that was very interesting. So, does it have anything to do with the famous scene about the tango? Is that what you're alluding to?
You are?
The famous scene when you capture President Doe, where you said tango, trying to speak to the American ambassador. Is that what you're alluding to?
It's not my issue that we're talking about Moses right. So
and you know, Senator, I just had to try. But let me ask you what Moses right. Let me ask you. I just wanted to try that. Or I know you are not gonna be for it. But let me say, a good.
There's no white chicken sitting in our legislature for someone to come and say that I like white chicken, I like rooster here. You know, we gotta be real. You receive money to spend on the people, you gotta spend the money. And I want to be direct. Senator Dillon should spend the money on the people when he receive it. He made a commitment of $5,000 every month to Monserrato County. He received nothing less than $60,000 United dollars. And $45,000 now for a vehicle. Nobody should kind of mislead the general public. We got to be real. The essence of that is to crisscross the county. The records must be visible. Timolene, Ben, or Doc, you people support the candidates. Or Democratic citizens will vote for a candidate and publicly disagree with that candidate is the candidate default on the commitments being made. It's very wrong. The country we're all running, I will say to you, Ben talk about reform. Reform is necessary. There's no debate about legislative reform. Even our votes, the Deputy Speaker just presented an amendment to the rules. Our vote should be public. So no one can come and say, I didn't vote, or I voted this way. You want to lie to the public. The next problem I have is that the journalists, they ban the rest of the people. They know who all can vote because we can vote open. We don't vote in executive session. The rules forbade us to vote in executive session. So the journalists should be able to say, your reporters at the Capitol building should be able to inform you that this is how Akaras voted on the issue. This is how Ben voted on an issue. Besides the record, you can see it visibly. Okay, how people voted on issue. Like yesterday, one fanatic of our left session, before we took the vote, before I raised the motion, on Thursday, he was in there. But when I saw Spoon putting out that the man was there when we voted, they didn't conclude the tape. I said it was not fair to him. It wasn't fair to him. And James is here. The reporters are here. They cover the entire session. That was not fair. It's not good for the image of your program and other people. Okay. So, Ben, normally can get a political leader in the Senate. 11 years, she submit 2 bills. As lead bills. 11 years. If normally Kanye himself submitted 2 bills, lead sponsor, I'm not talking about co-sponsor. Don't respect me again. These are the people who the opposition believe in. My responsibility, and I have no regret, I will say to everyone here, Ben said something important yesterday, is to check.
Those guys want to sit where we sit. So they are coming, some of them are coming through radio now, television, and acting. But I don't blame them. I blame, some of our slave masters we have in here who paying them. So if you paying them, you paying money to Spoon TV, I'm calling you slave master. You are there giving them money to undermine this government. They are not helping this government. Gentlemen in the studio, ladies and gentlemen out there, I want you to listen and listen rationally. During the war, if somebody like former General Bodnicki, Milton Blahyi can call, but there are other people who can tell you that during the war, I was here cleaning carcasses from the roads, feeding people. So I have been holding this ground a very long time before these angels of death or birds of the serpent, now the dragon, come here to act as if, they are saviors of Liberia. That other lady who says she holds a PhD or master degree who sits on that Spoon TV, if she insults me anytime again, because this is an insult, you lie on me. It is written in the Bible, these 6 things that the Lord hates, yea, the 7th is an abomination. The first one, it is said, that's Proverbs 6:16. The first one is said, a proud look. The second one, a lying tongue. They lied on me. The recast budget was passed. It was passed without some of us knowing what was happening. So I said in the chat room, the recast budget has been passed. I want my benefit. And those wicked people, those fools, those foolish people, not being wise, not being grammatically inclined, they misinterpreted, I want my benefit to be kickback. What is a kickback? You can define kickback, or you take the dictionary right here, define kickback. I say I want my benefit. Rogers, this government is owing us from the 53rd, because it is administrative continuation. From the 53rd, they are owing us benefits. But this particular setting for this year, we are being owed, this is the 4th month for lubricants, gasoline, other issues, our district development fund. So if I request for my benefit, you tell me I'm asking for a kickback?
Who accuse you of that? Kickback?
Yes.
And this is the Chambers. Okay, the Chambers Dictionary and Thesaurus. Kickback. A part of a sum of money received that is paid to someone else for help or favor already received or to come, especially if this is illegally given.
Yes. So my benefits are illegal. Are my benefits illegal? What I'm supposed to receive that is documented, is it illegal? Let me tell you people something. Whether Spoon wants to run, he's looking for a district to run or a county to run. I'm inviting him, or the 4 of them over there, or the 5 of them who spoke ill of me. Those who never spoke ill of me, I'm not speaking to you. When I misuse any word here, I'm speaking to those who spoke ill of me.
Yeah, take your time.
Yes. If you want to come and run, I'm inviting you. Come, we'll find an apartment here for you. You will come and rent it. You sit there and you can't run against me. But don't lie on me. Don't misuse words on me. English 101, reading comprehension is the topic. I said I want my benefit.
Gogo Dabi. I'm the lioness, and I'm one of the most influential figures in this country. Any woman can do it. Especially with the history from where I come from.
Senator, to slip away a bit before you can go in a nutshell.
Yeah.
The other day you announced that you did not receive money, $30,000 United States dollars from the Senate. What about the 45,000, news that have been spreading in the country? What are your thoughts about both of them?
I want to encourage the press to not keep running with rumors. If you're a media personnel, try to get facts.
So what's the fact?
It is your right to go and say we need documents to this effect. When I come out to say ABJ 800,000, it goes a rumor to tarnish the reputation of ABJ with no supporting document. I've never taken no 30,000, I've never taken no 45,000, and your job is to go and find out what the evidence is. What we need.
Barrister, we have had enough of your excuses. We need our money. It's over 2 years now.
You see, this is egregiously abysmal and lugubriously sadistic. I've told you that my pocket is currently devoid of spondulics and mavina. I don't know why you have to cancatavate such a gargantuan and cataclysmic story first. At the right time, I'm going to regurgitate some spondulics from my pocket and remit it back to you. There's no need to put ourselves in such a Pantagruelian and elephantine quagmire.
Okay. He didn't talk saying he go pay. And German, just leave him. No, I trust him.
Sorry, sir.
Yes, how may I help you?
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Yes.
Sir, please, I don't know, but from the way I look at you, you must be a very senior lawyer.
That is affirmative. You see, that means your medulla oblongata, your hypothalamus and hippocampus is active simultaneously.
Thank you, sir.
You see, well, I'm an erudite and academic juggernaut.
Sonia!
Pantagruelian and gargantuan dominus litis and amicus curiae.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. You see, I've been praying to. It is not by the grace of God that I met you. The thing is that I am a law student.
Man.
We are on externship, but I have a problem, sir.
You be
So I say I need to meet a very senior lawyer. Whether there is money in this profession.
Gargantuan.
You understand? Because I don't know. Sometimes my mind will do me like. My height, I may not make money with my height as a lawyer. So I don't become a lawyer tomorrow and I will not make it. So I want to know whether there is money in this profession. So I can continue or I will change the mechanic.
You see, with utmost veracity and candor, let me give you the whole dinkum oil.
Dinkum oil.
That is the crinkum crankum of the status quo. You see that from the inception, that is for a month of Sundays and donkey years that I've been practicing law.
Continue.
I've acquired the plethora of opulence and affluence. You see, that means I've cancatavated a cornucopia of spondulics and
I've made it already.
You understand what I'm saying?
My village people will hear from me.
I have piled up enough money. There's money in the profession. I've handled the high-profile cases and I've made a lot of money. Do you know that the case between Obama and Donald Trump, I single-handedly decided the outcome of that.
Obama, the president of Congo.
I've made money. I've bought cars. This is one of my houses. I built houses. So there's so much money in this profession. So there's money. I've made money. I have cases.
Thank you, sir.
Money is not a problem. You can come into it. Come into you make money like I'll make that.
The legal juggernauts.
And I'm calling our pastor who decided to relocate and come to Kenya. But the name of the church will just give you the answer you're looking for.
Hello.
Hello, Pastor.
Praise the living God.
Yeah. Okay, my name is Nancy.
Yes, Nancy. How can I help you?
I got your number from a friend of mine you've helped.
Oh, what the friend did they tell you?
Okay, let me just ask because after discussing this, I'll come to your church.
Oh,
She told me the name of your church, but I can't remember. Kindly remind me the name of the church.
Breast and Honey Harvest Church.
Breast and Honey.
Yeah, Breast and Honey Harvest Church International.
Wait a minute. Breast of breast as a lady's breast, or?
Exactly, because you know the spirit lies in the breast of a lady. Yeah, that is where the spirit of the Lord is always dwelling. Even while you're young.
Okay,
you struggle the breast so that you can get a spiritual fulfilling for you. You can grow. The more you drink, the more you suck the breast, the more you get the fulfilling of the Lord.
Okay. So, Pastor, the name of your church is Breast and Honey Harvest Fellowship International.
Exactly, madam.
Okay. So I have a problem, and I really wanted you to pray for me or tell me the way forward. I was looking for spiritual guidance.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Let us go ahead, madam.
Okay, I have an issue. I've not been married for a long time, and every time I get connected to a man, the man will have to maybe cut off the relationship when it's just about time.
Oh, the Spirit of the Lord is telling me that there is a big problem in your heart. Madam.
Yes.
All time you go anywhere, you look for men keep on rejecting you.
I don't look for men. I start dating, and when we date, we prepare for a
That's
wedding.
what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
When you date men, they reject you. Have the spirit of rejection in your heart.
Okay, so how are you going to help me?
What you should come and do, you should try and meet me in my office, and then we suck out that spirit of rejection from your breast and or from your heart. Praise the living God.
Okay, you said we remove the what? The spirit of
The
rejection
spirit
from
of
my
rejection
breast.
from your heart. From your heart.
From my heart.
Yeah.
Okay, so when is prayer day?
Prayer day is every Thursday at 4 p.m. at the Tabernacle Altar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, do I need to carry anything or what?
Don't carry anything. Just come the way you are and with a little bit of offering, because you know the dwelling place of the Lord is always being made to be full there.
But the friend who gave me your number told me that when I'm coming for these prayers, I should not put on my bra.
Of course, yes. That's why the church is called. People like you who have the spirit of rejection, you're going to suck off those problems. Eh?
How are you sucking it? Are you using my breast to suck off the rejection?
The church name speaks more about it. Eh?
Okay, the church name speaks about it. That's Breast and Honey Harvest Youth Fellowship International. Eh?
Yeah.
So I want to get one. Why should I come without my bra?
So that we can suck off the spirit of rejection. And you know, the spirit of rejection dwells more so in the breast.
So who is sucking my breast here?
Oh, the pastor does everything. You come for spiritual guidance, and I give you whatever you want.
So you're the one who will suck my breast, huh?
Exactly.
For how long?
I'll make her tell you. You just come and then you're going to see how it is going to be.
Okay, is there any place in the Bible that people are told to suck?
Don't refer to the Bible. You just come and then we do this thing, we finish.
No, you know, I'm wondering because all the churches have been going.
Stop. Wait a minute. You have called to ask. So you just do this. So if you're not comfortable with it, just let it go because.
No. I just wanted to know. You know, I just wanted to know. I didn't even get your name. Your pastor who?
Pastor Chijioke.
Eh?
Chijioke.
Chijioke.
Yeah.
Pastor Chijioke.
Yes.
From a Breast and Honey Harvest Fellowship International.
Yeah.
So on Thursday, tomorrow I come at 4.
Yeah.
You will cast out the rejection spirit through sucking my breast.
Yeah.
So you've been doing that. I understand that your church has only ladies, eh?
Exactly.
Why don't you have men who fellowship in your church?
I say that we leave unto the Lord, oh. We leave that unto the Lord.
When did you come out from Nigeria?
I came because of the calling of Breast and Honey Fellowship International.
Okay, Pastor, whoever you call yourself, Chijioke.
Man of God. Just
my name is Kate Vobic. I'm calling you from Hero Radio.
Hey, whoa.
Yes, my name is Kate Vobic. I'm calling you from Hero Radio. I'm not Nancy. Okay, so, let's just talk about this.
Do you think you are going to be the first one?
To do what?
To.
Good day, sir. Yeah, good day. How are you? Fine, thank you, sir. Sir, I have a question for you. Who do you think should be the next president of Nigeria in the upcoming election in 2023?
Well, first and foremost, let me vociferously and vehemently regurgitate and extensively vent out my calibrations, hypotheses, and adumbrations while I meticulously disembowel my vox and rigorously conscientious opinion in this tete-a-tete. You see, it is sardonically lugubrious and egregiously abysmal that for a month of Sundays and donkey years, the Wailom and Kwandam politicians that have previously inhabited the presidency seats in Nigeria have perfunctorily, advertently, and inadvertently drove the economy of the country in a retrograde and doddering manner.
Oh my God.
It is a crummy and execrable modus vivendi and modus operandi of rulership without giving full attention or a listening ear to the vox populi in Nigeria. You see, at this point, it's like we need divine intervention.
Nigeria is not for you.
Because we are dredged and submerged in a namby-pamby prosopagnosia of rulership. And the only way to vanquish this malignant eclipse and Pantagruelian Gargantuan quagmire is for you to go out and get your PVC to avoid further ago-bago, hocus-pocus, and jiggery-pokery. Thank you.
You like what they call quarantina. That is double quarantination. Quarantination, which is the extended value of quarantine plus nation equals quarantination.
Good day, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon. How are you?
Fine, thank you. So, please, I have a question for you.
Go ahead, please.
What is your opinion on fuel scarcity in Nigeria?
You see, before I absquatulate, let me abruptly regurgitate my point of view vis-a-vis fuel scarcity. Using my perspicacity and ratiocinations as a compos mentis homo sapient and as an erudite and academic juggernaut, let me delineate the nitty-gritty, the nuts and bolts, and the crinkum-crankum of the status quo.
Now this won't be the exam.
You see, this is not me venting out my garrulity and loquacious monomania in this tete-a-tete. You see, I would never intentionally obfuscate, befuddle, becloud, and bonfuzzle Nigerians in a fog and canopy of obnubilation and ago-bago malaki. Now, let me digress to the crux and focal point of this colloquy. It is dismally lugubrious and dolorously lachrymose that the premium motor spirit, or if you have the proclivity and propensity to refer to it with the layman's nomenclature, which is fuel, is no more ubiquitous.
You're a fool.
And concomitant to that, the price keeps burgeoning and mushrooming as a corollary to the scarcity.
Just relax.
Now let me demystify and delineate as I pilot and paddle you through this expository legato peregrination of rebarbative rigmarole.
You see why the craze?
See, the government have prefabricated, galvanized, and plummeted the economy into a gargantuan cataclysmic hibernation.
What is the meaning of this?
Somnolence and discombobulated economic harmattan that has consequently culminated and catavated into a cantankerous and nefarious ruckus.
If I decide to release this vertical one on you,
the only way to vanquish this elephantine gargantuan quandary is to deracinate and obliterate the maleficent, shonky, and mendacious scolligosters and substitute them with dinkum compos mentis homo sapiens. Thank you.
all the French, Germany, Greek, and...
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Well, I need to ask you a question.
Go ahead, please.
What's the take on Nigerian economy?
When I look at the state of Nigeria's economy, I get perplexed, confuzzled, flabbergasted, catapulted into a prolific paroxysm of emotional tempest and stupendous quagmire.
God, why?
I am flummoxed and befuddled at the way the government have absquatulated the mass, impoverished them, leaving them in a state of melancholy and mediocrity.
Hey!
Suffice it is to say, assiduously, that I'm not a great caster, but if I'm being stupendously and...
You're kind of cute, so could I get your phone number?
For what?
A date. Like, we could go see a movie?
No.
No? Did you see the camera? You saw the camera, yeah.
No, listen, let me tell you. I'm a man, you a man. I thought it's a woman who will ask for a date. But you are a gentleman like me, you asking me for dates?
Yeah.
In Africa, I'm from Africa, West Africa.
Oh, West Africa.
We don't do that shit.
You don't do that in West Africa?
No, we don't date men. Men and men don't date. You try that shit, we carry you in the bush because each of us are ethnic group. We are the poorer society for the men. And all the activities is being done in the bush.
In the bush?
Yeah. in the forest.
Oh.
When it's done in the forest and people come in town, nobody talk about it.
But guys get in the forest.
This thing. That's why in Africa, African men, you hear they always say we like multiple women. Our tribal chief, our tribal leaders, they will tell you, they say, look, women are made for us, men. They say you are entitled, you can take as many as of them you want. Only thing, treat them good.
The women?
Women.
But are there any men and men together? They go into the bush?
This thing. Our indigenous leaders, our tribal leaders, they will tell us when we're growing up, they say, look, you see the women, the girls, they say you can marry as many as you can.
As many as you can?
Yeah. Just treat them good. Satisfy them. Make them happy. You can marry as many as you can. But when you see you...
How many have you married?
Listen. When we see you, they say, because each of the boys, they all come to be a member of the society, the plural society in the bush. They say, when we see you, you fanning around, you and man, you're fucking in the butt. They carry you in the bush, you don't never come back at the end of it. So,
you don't come back?
Yeah, so I don't date. I had nonsense there, look for someone. We African, I'm an indigenous African.
Which country?
Liberia, West Africa.
Wait, you're from Liberia?
Yeah, West Africa.
So in Liberia?
Yeah, the indigenous tribal people, we don't date men.
You don't date men?
We don't date men.
But what about you?
What do you mean?
No, you and me. We're in California, though.
No. You see, this thing, you want to change nature. I think you people setting up for California is a disaster. God is a just God, he's not unjust. The same thing he did to Sodom and Gomorrah.
You're right.
He did it to America. And you people now, you're the one, you're trying to make that. You want to try nature. Nature don't go that way. If that was so, the Almighty God who created, as for me, I believe, he wouldn't have created the female for Adam. He would have just created another man for Adam.
So I should go get some girls?
Yeah.
Do you want to get some girls with me?
Yeah.
Let's get some girls.
Simeon Taylor, a boy, age 3. Mother's name, Mommy Taylor. Father's name, Jala Taylor. Last address, Jatono. Patrick Taylor. Patrick is a boy, age 5. Mother's name, Mommy Taylor. Father's name, Jala Taylor.
The last address before the events is Ball Mines Bridge area. The Red Cross Family Tracing Network, the program that brings together people who have lost contact with each other. I'm Frank Lobo, codename Mr. DP for the Dog Pound. I'm an announcer and DJ Kum. But I'm pretty scared that if President Taylor leaves ceremoniously, that will cause a complete havoc, serious one. I may not be even sitting here.
The court, which is examining war crimes committed in Sierra Leone, has accused Mr. Taylor of being the principal backer of the rebel...
June 4th, hundreds of miles from the Liberian capital of Monrovia, the leader of the rebel army, the LURD, Liberians United for Reconciliation and Democracy, is monitoring events.
Instead of being flown off to jail, as the War Crimes Tribunal had hoped, Charles Taylor has flown home. Ghanaian ministers insist they never officially heard the request to arrest him.
Taylor is back home. Now the battle continues. We will overrun the city. We can assure the people that we'll overrun the city. We have the military capability, but we're being delayed because we're being afraid of bloodshed and we want to protect our civilians. We have no other alternative now but to move in the city.
So when does it begin? When does the assault on Monrovia begin?
The battle is going to begin today. I'm going to pass the order now.
No more stop. How about you read? No more stop.
In the following weeks, the LURD reached Monrovia 2 times. People called them World War I and World War II. Each time, the rebels pulled back under U.S. pressure. The LURD insisted they would not stop fighting until Taylor was removed. Taylor said he would not leave until the peacekeepers arrived.
We will fight street to street, house to house, and we'll defeat them. Thank you. Like a good president, I must seek your welfare. And so I have decided to make the ultimate sacrifice. I have decided to be the sacrificial lamb, that you, our people, will live. This land of liberty must never, ever become a protectorate of the United Nations. That we must give our blood, sweat, and tears, that it should never happen. That the people, the sovereign people, must no longer be slaves, and that the cotton field days are over, and that we are free at last, and that we will never be subjected to any more slavery from anyone. If you can stand up and call upon a legitimate president to step down and leave, the president accepts the challenge, but I also advance the challenge. Come and do for Liberia. If you cannot come and bring the good to our people, you have done the greatest injustice to this republic. Long live the Republic of Liberia. Long live our freedom. Long live our independence. Let no man take it from us. God bless you.
It feels quite strange to be here. There were some very horrific things that happened a year ago while I was here. Executions, torture, disemboweling, even ritual cannibalism.
Original Sanebo, I'm eating a hat. They can help to make the protection strong when you eat your enemy, when you eat a hat. It will make my protection huge. I'm ready to eat, Yes,
For the rebels themselves, life just carries on as normal. Incidents that happened 12 months ago completely fade into the past. But it's impossible not to feel a sense of foreboding, knowing that if the rebels go into Monrovia, exactly those kind of things could happen again.
The war you are fighting, don't fire behind your friend. Then now you want to let your war. So your men, you fire according to your fire position. And don't run.
A coalition of Taylor's old enemies from the Civil War in the 90s, the LURD claimed that the president excluded them from their rightful positions in Liberia's army. After 4 years of fighting, the LURD controls 70% of the country. Their only objective is to remove Taylor from power.
Taylor should come down. He should come down.
You've agreed to a ceasefire. How long do you think you will be on ceasefire here?
I had given them the 72 hours discussion because we will not wait for long for our civilian population to suffer without him stepping down or any agreement fruitful to the Liberian people. We will take action. I have enough men to take over Monrovia. Enough. And I had a military capability to take over Monrovia.
And that 72 hours begins now?
Now from today's date.
Right.
You said earlier today that you fear there may be another attack. What was your prediction?
Today's Friday. I predict that if they don't attack within the next week, they will not attack. But if they continue the same belligerent attitude, I would expect them for them to attack. They want power. They want power. And if they think that the only way for them to get that power is to attack Monrovia before the peacekeepers come, they will do that.
Why do you say it?
I love Liberia. And I think that by staying here, I can contribute more. I personally feel that if all the people who are left here in 1980, 1985, and 1990 had stayed here, we wouldn't be in this situation. Because the best and the brightest have left.
Are you afraid at all?
Of course. If I wasn't afraid, then I don't think I would be human.
On July 8th, George Bush arrived in Africa for a 5-nation tour. He wanted the focus to be his $15 billion pledge to fight AIDS. But war in Liberia is intruding on his message. Liberians hoped the president would send the Marines. But for the time being, they are happy to have 32 soldiers on the ground. Their mission? Assess humanitarian conditions.
Most Liberians are really quite pro-American. Their culture is very much a product of America's culture. They feel ties, they have relatives in America, and they look to America for help. So the emphasis now is to try to make an orderly transition to a new situation and a freer situation, and to try to help the suffering Liberian people. So we're not interested in propping up the Taylor regime. What we are interested in is getting on to a better era for Liberia.
With George Bush in Africa and American Marines in Monrovia, the LRD did not attack as pledged.
The Bush administration is pressing the Liberian leader to leave the country. He's seen by many as the biggest impediment to peace in the region and has been indicted for alleged war crimes in neighbouring Sierra Leone.
In 1980, Samuel Doe seized power in a deadly coup. Despite a decade of human rights abuses, Doe cemented relations with Washington by remaining faithful to America's Cold War agenda. In December 1989, Charles Taylor launched his uprising and within months had control of most of the country. Before he could claim victory, West African troops intervened and President Doe was killed by a rival warlord. Civil war ensued, and over the next 6 years, 250,000 Liberians lost their lives.
We did fight, and we say that we will only accept a process that will lead to democratic elections, and we'll submit to that process.
In 1997, in an election organized and sanctioned by the UN, Charles Taylor became the 21st president of Liberia.
All of us that went to school in America always prayed that one day we could set up an American-style system. You have free speech, free press, a rule of law. This is what we've always wanted to do, and that's what we set out to do.
Taylor's election did not bring peace. War spread to Sierra Leone and threatened to engulf all of West Africa. Charles Taylor is accused of creating and supporting the RUF, the Sierra Leonean army, responsible for some of the worst atrocities in modern history. He now faces the possibility of life behind bars for crimes committed in Sierra Leone.
Charles Taylor was the central kingpin in the joint criminal enterprise, and that he was the one who allowed, sustained, aided, abetted, nurtured, and caused this tragedy both in Sierra Leone, in Guinea, in Liberia, in Cote d'Ivoire, and all of West Africa was in his grips.
The Lurd claim to represent all 16 indigenous tribes of Liberia. They say that Taylor and his government are descendants of Americo-Liberian colonists who have exploited them since they first arrived from America.
Liberian government officials are not enemy. Taylor is the enemy. Boom! Boom!
Then we send our prayer for that white outfit with water go.
While many of the rebels are Mandingos, Muslim traders with tribal cousins across the border in Guinea, they are not fundamentalists. This war is fueled by hunger for power and money, not religion.
Who can pray for fire?
The robbery.
Let's say that prayer.
After a quarter of a century of conflict, nearly half of Liberia's 3 million citizens are displaced. 30,000 IDPs, internally displaced people, live in the National Stadium.
Basically, we are doing a distribution of non-food items and food items to the IDP and also some refugee population at the SKD Stadium. The ICRC so far, we've been distributing mainly non-food items. So this food distribution is a sign of an emergency.
Come, America! Come,
So where do you live? Where's your home?
I live inside here. Room 19. Here where I've lived myself. There's some of the family over there, they cook there, then they come up here.
Where are your children now?
My children are here. 10 that sleep in here, because all here.
You would want the U.S. to come here to Liberia?
No. No. I want you to go back now and say, I want you to be here now for us. Besides God, you're the only hope we got now.
Chief of Staff is moving his men out of Tubmanburg towards the front lines. They hope to cut off essential parts of the city and then relaunch a further attack to try and take the rest of the city. The timing is 2 weeks. And there are more men on the move now than I've ever seen in my history of travelling with the Lurd.
They have called upon me to leave. I have said yes, but I have said to them, it does not make sense, because if I were to leave this country before the peacekeeping troops arrive in this city, I see disaster, I see trouble, I see murder, mayhem, I see rape, I see total destruction. So it is important. It is important for the international community to act, and to act now, to bring peacekeepers to Liberia and bring them now.
to the Po River Bridge area late last night. One group of rebels who entered the town a couple of days ago was very heavily surrounded by government troops, so we're trying to push through and link up with them, clearing the government road of troops. The Chief of Staff, Sia Sharif, is in personal command of the men pushing them through, trying to link up with forces at the Iron Gate.
The Liberian government says its forces have lost a major bridge close to the capital, Monrovia, during the latest fighting with the rebels. Government statements about the loss of the Po River Bridge came after reports that rebel forces were within 20 kilometers of the capital, Monrovia. From a checkpoint near the front line, Paul Welsh reports.
So good news. You will see tonight people will start moving again, moving into central Monrovia, because when they move to central Monrovia, especially under the eyes of the U.S. Embassy, they feel they're going to be saved.
Are they?
Absolutely not. Unless America changes its mind to come in and do something immediately, I do think there's going to be another disaster.
Say no to the fighting in local country. Say no to the fighting in Panjama. Say no to the fighting in Kola.
Jag ser en bien, jag vill be looking at ourselves.
Early morning, July 19th. With distant sounds of artillery, a rumor spreads that peacekeepers have finally arrived.
I want y'all to listen. I know how you feel. Akamo is not here yet. Even when Akamo arrives here, we will be the first to inform you to get in the streets to jubilate. But until that time, we have an active war going on 2.5 miles down the road. To be in the street is dangerous for you because they are using mortar fire. They can drop anywhere and kill you or hide you. So we want to talk to you, so please leave it. No problem. We want peace. We want peace. No war. We want peace.
The thing everybody was hoping to avoid by having the UN troops come, that's where we're at. That's where we're at now. That's where we're at right now. We're in some deep trouble.
No West African peacekeepers, no UN peacekeepers, no American peacekeepers. July 20th, as feared, war crashes into Monrovia. Within hours, government forces lose control of the city.
Apparently most of Monrovia is now under control and the rebels seem to have taken minimal casualties. Reports are coming in that thousands of government troops are preparing to surrender, and it only is the executive mansion that is now remaining.
Taylor's army finally makes a stand at the two main bridges that lead into downtown Monrovia. It's all that separates them from total defeat. By the end of the day, thousands of Liberians seek the Greystone compound. It is American embassy land.
Let me welcome all you guys to the Magnificent Abraka Talk Show. Here we discuss the truth. I just a few minutes ago I I just decided to be able to bring On Point. On Point going to be our new show starting from Saturday. I don't know if you guys deem it necessary. Please inbox me because I'm looking for co-hosts for the On Point. That show will be coming on every Saturday for us to be able to talk about other issues like social issues, apart from politics, because that politics will not be discussed. No politics will be discussed on the points. The reason why I decided to carve a topic called On Point, we as Liberian and many of us, we have found out that a lot of our women have been disrespected in their homes. A lot of them have been disrespectful as well. A lot of them, there are much more divorce in our community than marriage. So On Point, we'll be able to figure out, we'll be able to invite married couples that have been married for decades, so that they can come and share their story with us, what they have achieved, what they have been doing so differently that have kept them married. Because such a topic, it is good for us to discuss it in our community. It's not always good for us to be discussing politics always time. So I decided to be discussing On Point, although I'm looking for a co-host on that point, on the Point show. That show will be every Saturday, I believe. And if you guys have suggestions, you guys can be able to call me to be able to make a brilliant suggestion to me as well. If you are a female and you are dead, you want to be my co-host, or you are a male, you want to be my co-host on the Point, you can also call me, because it is necessary for us to be discussing such a topic in our community, so that people who are planning to get married, so that they will be able to learn what it means for a one to be able to vow to a partner. All right. So and secondly, we here will be also, we are anticipating in connecting people, because there are many of our comrades and companions who are single, but they cannot just find a true love. It is just difficult for them to be able to find a rightful partner. So we too will be here for us to be able to connect both partner who want to be connected. Because if we don't do that, if we come here to be discussing politics from Monday to Friday, then Saturday and Sunday, then there's nothing for us to discuss. So Saturday, so the Point show will be able to come on Saturday for us to be able to share ideas, so that married couple will be able to come on the show, for them to be able to tell what have been their secret, what have been their secret in keeping their marriage. Maybe they are doing something different that our Liberian women, our Liberian men does not know. You know, so I, you know, it just an idea, you know, that I just want to throw it out there to you guys, so that you can be able to suggest to me in the best way possible, that we can be able to make this show vibrant to our brothers and sisters, so that we can be able to make it, you know, entertaining as well. Because every day, you know, politics is not going to be good. There are some of our women that don't like politics at all. So they themselves, they will be glued to their Facebook, women they hear this thing. Steve Bonge, you are one of the vibrant women out there. You know, so this is just one of the way that I think that we can be able to promote social issues in making the talk show a vibrant one. If you want to be a co-host to the talk show on the points, you can call me. You can call me on 215-266-6509 so that we can be able to talk. Myself, I don't have all of the ideas. I was just sitting this evening when that thought came to my mind. Because we, as men, we were discussing something, and my friend told me, look, why not you bring every Saturday married people on your show for them to be able to talk about social issues, how best our females in the United States or in Europe, that they can be able to glue to their men that they marry so that they can be bound together. And I told him, thank you, and I right away just discover the show name, the points, on points. So on points, we'll be able to come on every Saturday. The time will be decided if at all you are interested in being my co-host. You can inbox me, and I will be able to talk to you so that we can be able to share ideas. Steve Bonge, you are one of the brilliant women that have been listening to this talk show. You yourself, you have been making significant impact on the talk show. So if you know anyone who is interested or being a co-host to the On Points, let me know so that we can be able to take the show from one point to another. Because every day discussing politics, it's not going to help our community. Because every night and time, every single day, there are people going through tough time. There are people going through divorce. There are many of us going through divorce every day and night. There are some women who have been abused. What are we going to say about that? So we come here to discuss politics Monday to Friday. Saturday, let us be able to take a Saturday out for us to be able to discuss social issues. You're saying the truth, but one way or the other, we need to encourage our brothers and sisters. If you have an idea about which of the topic that we can be able to discuss every Saturday, please let me know. Please let me know, so we can be able to discuss topic, so we can be able to discuss social issues. Please let me know. Because hey, every time we discussing politics, it is not just cool with some people. But howsoever be it, I'm encouraging all of you for you guys to come out. Let us be able to discuss this. Let us be able to discuss different issues. If even it is not marriage. But let somebody join me here. Let us be able to discuss different issues every Saturday. Than for us to just be discussing politics every night and every time. Let somebody join me so we can be able to discuss different issues. Even it is not, marriage issues, I understand that. But there are so many social problems that we can be able to discuss. There are so many social issues that we can be able to discuss. So please, if you are listening to me and you want to be a co-host to the show called On Point, the point should look at the issues we are living with. In the diaspora from Liberia, from the domestic violence. Yeah, you are right. Hey, we can look at domestic violence as well. All that, it is a social problems. All of that, it is a social problems. And Steve Bonge, you are, like I said, you are one of a gifted young lady that I know, that you are smart. I know that. Nobody need to tell me that. But my one cannot do this. I have been on the talk shows like for 7 years. 7 years now I've been on the talk show. I know the in and out of talk show. So I am asking all of you to please join me. Francis is not here at this point. Me and Francis, we have our show every Monday to Friday, for us to be looking at politics issues. So Francis is my good friend, and he's a brother to me. So me and Francis, there's nothing going to part of our show being together. But this one is quite different from the one what me and Francis can be doing. So if you know anyone out there, please let me know. My numbers are 215-266-6509. Call me so we can discuss it. So we can discuss how best you want to be a co-host to the show, to the On Point. All right? That's all that I have to say here, and that was my reason for Jimmy stopping back this evening. I know many of you thinking that I will be in my military attire now. When we presenting the points on point, I will be fully dressed. That show or this show will be quite different from a politics show. So hey, if you are interested in becoming a co-host to the On Point, please let me know so we can all partner together in us making a major headway to our brothers and sisters. And tomorrow morning, Prophet Larry Toka will be our guest, 7 o'clock Liberian time, and 7 o'clock Central Time, 12 o'clock Liberian time, and 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. So I'm asking if you are free and from work, let me know so we can be able to set up the time for the show on point, so we can be able to carve a topic for us to be able to discuss every Saturday. And I would love if a female or a male can be my co-host for the show, for the On Point. Because there are many things that need to be said. There are many issues that need to be on point. There are many issues that need to be on point. There are many issues that are not on point. We are facing a lot of issues that are not on point. So we need to put a lot of issues on point. And that is the reason why I was able softly to create a name called On Point, so that we has one people, so we can be able to do things together. There are so many of us facing a lot of problems, a lot of social problems. There are many of us facing social problems. Many of us. How are we going to solve those problems? How? There are some of our women very disrespectful as well. There are some of our men that are very disrespectful in their various homes. There are some of them going through trauma currently as we speak. How are we going to be a help to those brothers and sisters? How are we going to be a help? How? Please let me know. If you want to be a co-host to the show On Point, let me know. Like I said, there are many issues need to be set on point. There are many issues that are not on point. So we need to be on point. We need to set the dial straight. There's a time wherein we need to come from point A to point B. There are many of us facing issues, facing document issues. In the great United States, there are many of us that will go, when we get married to the wrong people, we get married to the wrong persons. When we get married to the wrong persons, only because of papers. So we need to discuss all of that. There are many of us we get married to people that we had no cause of getting married to, but because of people. Then when we get into that marriage, many of us become disrespectful to one of the partners. Many of us. So we need to set the dial straight. We need to set that issues on point. Many of us, we have issues that have not been set on point. Many of us. Many of us have just found it difficult to survive in the great United States. Many of us have found it difficult. I was talking to one of my friends. He had been here since 19, I don't know when. But he have not getting a driver license, just a permit. He have been called to court from driving recklessly. issued ticket, he had been called to court. His document Benny is now straightened up here. Say nothing who we need to discuss all of those issues. There are many issues that we need to discuss, not just politics every time we discuss politics. No. No. So if you are listening to me, if you want to be a co-host to this platform on the show On Point, let me know. Let me know so we can be able to discuss the timing, when we start, when we end. Who are the people that we will be invited on this platform? There will come a time I will not be here no more. I will be gone to go do my career job. I am simply saying this because I want for us to be able to help a lot of our brothers and sisters. A lot of our brothers and sisters, I want for us to help them. I want for us to be able to run and help to a lot of our brothers and sisters. You know, the show On Point, trust me, will be a perfect one. Will be a perfect one. So if you are interested and you want to be a co-host to the show called On Point, the On Point will be coming on every Saturday. Depending on the person to call me who will be interested in becoming a co-host to the show, wherein we will not be discussing politics. Politics will be out. It will be social issues. There are many of our sisters and brothers that need help, but they don't know the way out. They are here in the United States, but they don't know their way out. Some of us have brilliant ideas. Some of us have brilliant ideas. No immigration paperwork that Abraham does not know about. No immigration paperwork. No immigration paperwork that Abraham does not know about. So we can be able to help our brothers and sisters in so many ways. How about some of our sisters who have been abused? In their homes, they have been abused. In their homes, they have been abused. What are we doing to help them? What are we doing to help them? What are we doing? It's just that to come here and discuss politics throughout the day, that's what that will be helpful. But discussing politics every day, it will not be helpful. Discussing politics will not be helpful. It will not be helpful to our brothers and sisters. There are some of them who don't want to listen to politics. There are some of them.
So please, if you are listening and you want to be a help, please, please, come, let us do it together. Let us help somebody who need help. Let us help somebody. I mean, if the politics right now, if the politics I'm discussing right now, the platform will be choked. My phone line will be busting. But hey, I am satisfied. If there are even 2 people that is watching me, I'm satisfied. But that one will not mean for me to go discuss politics. Because there are some of them who love politics. There are some of us who does not just love politics, no matter what it is. I understand that. I understand that. Let us be a help to those who don't love politics, that they have interest in social problems. Let us be a help to those who love politics, who like to discuss George Manawia and their government and the CDC government. Let us be a help to them as well. Let us be a help to our brothers and sisters who don't just have interest in politics. Let us be a help. Let us be help. So if you, I did not come here tonight for me to be able to discuss. I have just come here tonight to let you know that I have decided, have decided for me to be able to bring a show to the Liberian people that is called On Point. On Point, the reason why I name it On Point, because there are a lot of issues that we are not on point about. There's a lot of issues that we are not just on point. A lot of social and domestic issues that we are not on point of. We are not just on point. So in order for us to be able to set the dial straight, in order for us to be able to set the problem straight, is for us to be on point. So I'm asking you, if you are a female who have interest in discussing on point, who have interest in discussing social and domestic issues, then I can understand your passions for our brothers and sisters. Trust me, there are some of us here tonight that don't just love politics. There are just some of us here tonight that they don't just love politics at all. So how are we going to be a help? How is this platform going to be a help to people who does not love politics? So it's for us to be able to carve a topic that suits a name for the talk show, which I call On Point. The show name will be on point, but there will be many social problems that we will be able to take bit by bit to be able to discuss once I have my co-hosts. Because it is necessary, not for my one to do it. Let someone join me. I open my platform to everybody, all Liberians. Whether you are a sedition, whether you are a UPS, whether you are ANC, no matter whatsoever you are part of. Because this program will not be discussing politics, so you don't have issues for you to discuss politics. I'm just saying, we as Liberians, we have so many issues. So many disrespectful issues. So many disrespectful. Some of our women, when they finish displaying in front of you, some of our men, when they finish displaying in front of you, you will leave your own with God. Is that what we want to be? Is that what we want to be? So if you want to be part of the panel discussions, if you want to be one of the panelists, I won't mind if we are 2 or 3. I won't mind. I won't mind. Whether 1 female or 2 female, I don't mind. But we need to discuss social issues. There are many social issues that we as Liberians living in the diaspora that we are just engulfed with. We need to discuss that. When our politics, I was discussing it today, my view gone to 1,000. It is okay. It is okay. Everybody expect me to drain my military regalia. Yeah. I love my military uniform, but not tonight. A woman looked at me when I went to shopping. A woman looked at me, she said, Abraham, thank you for what you do. I tell God thank you. There are many issues that we as Liberians that we are faced with. Many issues. Many issues. Some of our children have tend to rooster. Some of us. Our children that we born, you born, you pee, the alligator move from your pee and come for you. Some of our children are tend to an alligator. We don't know how to train our children. Some of us, we are disrespectful to the core. Oh yes. Some of us, when they talk about cursing, oh no. Leader one with her or leader one with him. Is that the man that you want to be? Some of us, they're respectful by now our men don't need their respectful. Now our men don't need their respect. But let me say this, and let me say this to everybody. There will come a time Abraham will be scarce. The time that I have to offer you, the time is now. So I'm asking you, I'm kindly asking, I'm not begging. If I cannot find a co-host to this show on point, I will not probably come on, but I will wait until I can find a co-host to the show called On Point. In that way, we can be able to solve a lot of social and domestic problems. There are some of us say we are single. There are some of us say
that woman ba, that woman get married to him ba. That woman ba, only go. You have a problem. You have a serious problem. You have a serious problem. Don't get married to somebody only because of people. No. Then you have a serious problem. Then you have a serious problem. For many of us, we are not here to advise our brothers and sisters. That's why many of us get into trouble. At the end result, we find ourselves behind bars. Some of us, you leave the men that are here. You leave them, you say, I'm going back home to go get married to bring a man. Some of us, that's what we do. I'm not talking to somebody here, but I'm talking to some of us. It must show you way. Because she now spoil honey all around here. All around Minnesota, she now spoil honey. You go home, you go take man. You go get married back home. You bring that man. 2 years, 3 years. Monkey can never leave a black hand. 2 years, 3 years. That man know your weakness. That man know what you was doing. That man end up leaving you. What you have to say? You bring the man is not bound for him to be with you forever and ever. Amen. No, it is not. It is not. Moment that man get his 10-year green card, he can do anything that he wants. Not because you brought the man here, then you have the right over him. No. No. That man can patiently wait until he get his 10-year green card. When that brother come here on fiancé visa, 90 days for you guys to get married. After they have sent the man first 2 years green card, if that man want to leave you, that man can leave you and that man can leave you with his 2 years green card and can go report you to his lawyer that you are abusive. And that brother can get his people without you. Yeah. Yeah. That brother can get his people without you. That brother can get his people without you. Without you. But so for the fact that you want to bring a man here, that does not mean that you should enslave the guy. For the fact that you are able to bring a woman, that does not mean that the woman should be enslaved. No. So those are issues that we need to talk about. Those are issues that we need to talk about. Those are issues that we need to talk about, because if we don't talk about it, don't be coerced to say, oh, because she brought me here or because he brought me here. No, you can leave him. You can pack. The only thing is that you should be having evidence. Evidence. That's what the USCIS need. Evidence. Evidence that she has been abusive to you. Evidence. Like bruise mark. Bruises. Evidence. That man can go and get her people without you. There are many of our sisters and brothers going through that kind of problems. Oh, in Brahmin here, so I don't want to live here. How will get people? You can get people who are here. In Brahmin here, that does not mean that he has a right. No. The USCIS, they have a law passed called VAWA, Violence Against Women Act. It can also be against men. That does not mean that the war VAWA, violence against women, that does not mean that it is only for women. No. I have seen some of my friends that have gathered ideas that they filed a VAWA to get their papers. A lot of my friends who knew I would not be able to call here. So it is important that we discuss those issues, that you can be able to call here and be able to ask questions. Call here and ask questions. A man who asks can never miss the road. Ask questions. Ask questions. A man who asks the question can never miss the road. So what must we do? If you are interested in being a co-host to the show called On Point, let me know. My number is 215-266-6509. Let me know. Let me know. We can be able to discuss a lot of issues. People go get married. After they're married, then their wife start to show her ugly side. What can you do? And there are a lot of things that you can do. Lot of things that you can do. Lot of things that you can do. There's a lot of things that you can do. Oh, I marry her, but she taking my pay when I work. When I bring my pay, she take my pay, and she can take my pay. A lot of things that you can do. Evidence. The USCIS just need evidence. Not just evidence by your mouth, evidence by paper, pictorial evidence. Yeah, if you say she withdraw money from my account, yeah, it's my account, it's my bank statement, on this date, on this time, she withdraw this money from my account. The USCIS want to see that. The woman been abusive. How? In which way? How she have been abusive to you? The USCIS want to see a brook smile. The USCIS want to see an evidence. The USCIS want to see those evidence. But some of us are not just wise. Some of us are not just being wise. And I am saying to you, this show called On Point will be able to discuss a lot of issues. I'm not an immigration lawyer, but I know much more things about immigrations. Because when I came into this country, I passed through it. I passed through it. When I explain my story to some of you guys, of course my marriage was not in hurry. I was married, although it was not in hurry. But I never married on the basis of paper. No, I never did that. I told my wife at the time, man, first people, let me file my asylum here. Let me file my asylum. Today, me and that woman are together. We never had no child together. So the woman does not have nothing against me. I don't have nothing against her. We parted our way. We went our way. Without any paper issue for me to be able to say, oh no, you file paper for me. So no. My asylum was the one I left on until today. The rest now is history. My wife at the time asked, why is it that you and myself married, you don't want to get your paper through me? I said, because I never marry you based on paper. And I was able to tell her strictly into her face, I never marry you because of paper. So I beg you, I don't need a paperwork from you. How many of us can be able to do that? How many of us able to do that? Because I was looking at something else. I was looking at the near future. What in case of me and this woman does not make it? What will become of me? Number one, I have engulfed myself because of paperwork. So there are many educations that we need. There are many education we need. And I'm willing to be able to give someone my ideas. You can come into the United States on visiting. You can remain here and be able to get paper without you marrying to somebody. Yes, of course, marrying, it is faster for you to get paper. But the consequence, if that marriage does not hold, if that marriage is not legit marriage, if that marriage is not sincere marriage, if the immigration officer get to know, your interviewer, the person who interviewed you, if that person get to know that the marriage was based on deceit and deceptions, you are fucked. You are just fucked. Pray to God, if that USCIS officer who interviewed you and along with your wife, if that officer get to know, the first thing first is that they will separate you. If you bother with a thorough interviewer, they will separate you. Separate you for both of you guys to answer question one by one. When do you meet? When did you meet your fiancé? Call your wife. When? How? Where? Now, if they start to ask you those questions and you give different answer apart from the answer what your wife gave, you just leave your own with God. That is the reason why, to avoid everything, don't get married to somebody based on paperwork. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. If God help you, you came here successfully, don't do it. I can advise any of my friends. Some of my friends, they are in hard water today. Some of them, they are in hard water today. They are in hot water because of that. They came here and they never listened.
The God that brought you from Liberia to enter the United States on visiting visa, that same God can never forget you. That same God can never forget you. You went for your interview, you passed your interview, they gave you visa, you came to the United States on visiting. Why can't you look for different means apart from marrying somebody? Why? But if you go get married to the wrong person. In this country, the women can tell you, it will be all right. It will be all right. So yeah, it will be all right. Don't mind that. Don't mind that. Be yourself. Always make research. You know what I used to do? At night while everybody's sleeping, that's the time I on the internet doing research. Then in the day when my uncle then go to work, then I lay not sleeping. When they come from work, while they're sleeping, I'm up. Researching. Today, my research has been a benefit to me and my family. The research. Anybody that I want to send for, I can be able to send for them. Anybody for that matter. Any of my children that I want to send for, I can be able to send for you. Based on my research. You don't have to lick somebody's asshole before you can be able to be a U.S. citizen. No. Just work in line with the U.S. rule and order. Just work in the person. So long you don't have paper, don't work. There's some of us we can go do pa. That is understandable. On the table, that is understandable. You have to leave. When the USCIS asks you, have you worked undocumented? No. Because you don't have proof. But many of us who come here who base our marriage on deceit. If your marriage is not genuine, if you are in love with a woman, know that person before you guys go for an interview. Know that person. Because an attempt for you to not know that person. Number one, if you're a peer, if on the USCIS, and that interview not gone well, or that interview now went well, definitely your own go. It will take you another process. Another process. Number one, the USCIS have already known you to be a fraud. And you can just be deported just for a fraudulent act. Just for a fraudulent marriage. To fraud. Because a marriage that is not genuine, the USCIS see that has a fraud. And a marriage that is not genuine, the USCIS see it as a fraud. What the USCIS will do, they will write you a one-page letter saying that they are not convinced that your marriage was a genuine marriage. You need to bring a bank statement. You need to bring a bills. You need to submit a bill. When they are asking that for a genuine, you need to bring a bills that have both of you people name on it. You need to bring a lease agreement. You need to bring a lease agreement. You need to show a bill, whether Comcast or whatever bills that you guys may have together. You need to bring that as an evidence. Then you start trusting. You need to bring cell phone bills that shows that both of your bills are combined. You need to show bank account. If you now mind you, if you guys submit a bill that is just been prepared after you guys have married, the USCIS will discover that. Because every bill have a date on it. Every bill have a date on it. So let's take for example, you just went for an interview June 9. They asked you after the interview, the USCIS wrote you, they told you that the marriage was not genuine. Convince us. With any bills, any lease agreement, any phone bills. Now you guys went to go ask for your bill, or you guys went to your landlord for a landlord to be able to put your husband on a lease and bring the lease. Mind you, no tenant, no landlord would ever, at the time he was signing that lease agreement, that document, the date was there. So there's a lot of issues that we Liberians, that we can be able to educate our brothers and sisters about. A lot of issues. This is the reason why I call it on point. So we can be able to set the dot straight. A lot of our brothers, they are not inclined, they don't know. A lot of our brothers don't know. They not just inform about the USCIS process. Or let me go get married to him so I can be able to bring him, then he can be working here like Jack. Who told you that when you bring somebody here, that means the person should be an asshole for you? But if we don't talk about these things, you will not know. So there are times that we need to educate our brothers and sisters on these issues. Issue about USCIS, about coming to this country. Yes. There are times that we need to educate our brothers and sisters. Leaving all the men here to go back home to go get married. Who told you say that with that, then that means that your knee will, you're doing it to yourself. It is much more better for you to find a genuine guy here who they will marry together, understand each other, than for you to go bring somebody who you have left 10 years ago, who have been dating all around. Then you bring that kind of man here. At night, while you sleeping, that guy is on his phone. And you will not believe it. When you file for somebody, when that person enter here, that phone call that the person made, that phone call have been monitored. Oh yes. The phone call have been monitored by the USCIS. Phone call. You think America is just a joke? But like I said, there's more time for us to talk about those issues. I'm not a lawyer. I am a sociologist. I did sociology as my first degree, and I am planning now to go do my master in ABA. September, I will be starting my master in ABA. That is Applied Behavior Analyst. So, since I've been here, I've been working in the mental homes. I know how to deal with people that sucker. I know all the jargons. That is the reason why, for me to relocate from Pennsylvania to Minnesota, it was not difficult for me. For me to be able to find a job in my field, it was not difficult. So let us be a help to somebody. I remember when I first came to the country, a friend of mine who named me Armstrong Colley, he and myself graduated from high school together to Vermont Johnson. That's a school there called Upper Southern Foundation High School. That's a school that I graduated from 2005. Me and this my friend, we were together. We graduated together. We had a party together. We were like buddy, you know. So God help him, he came to the United States first. So I told him, I said, hey Armstrong, I'm planning to visit the United States. You know what my friend told me? Oh no! When you come here, I will host you, and I will be able to farm plane. You'll be able to stay with me for some time. And so I asked my friend, I said, which size that you can wear in terms of shoe, because I wanted to surprise him with African clothes, African slippers. I bought it. I came to New York, and my flight, you know, I went with JetBlue. JetBlue then took me to his state. His state. JetBlue took me to his state where I went. When I went to the guy's state, their state is so cold. It's cold more than Minnesota. And you guys know which state I'm talking about. This state is cold. So I came like February. February was the time that I came. Then my friend, when I arrived at New York airport to board my flight to go to his state, I called him. Now my friend there, my friend told me, oh man, come. I went there to him. I went to the airport, then my friend left me hanging. To the airport, I am telling you a true story. 2014, February 9, this my friend left me hanging to the airport. I can never forget about that story. Armstrong Colley is someone who and myself graduated from the same class. My former classmate. Somebody who and myself used to come to my house, we would eat, I would go to his house, we would go and eat. He come to my house, we come, we prepare food, we eat. That is my friend who I came to. I called this burger phone. The Jack never answer his phone. He switched his phone off. Armstrong Colley. That's the phone in Armstrong Colley. That's my friend left me hanging to the airport. I slept to that airport one day. The second day, one woman called me. One woman called me. One woman. I will never forget about that story. A woman called me. Young lady. You know what that woman said to me? That woman said to me,
"Hey, man." She said, "What's your name?" I said, "My name Abraham K. Kamara." She said, "If you don't leave this airport, we are just coming from having meeting that you look suspicious. If you don't leave this airport, you'll be sent to where you're coming from. So if I were you, stand outside the next bus that coming, get into that bus and go to the train stations. You all know Massachusetts to the airport, from the airport to the train stations and to the bus station, it is a distance. But the bus that comes to Massachusetts airport, that same bus can go to the train station, and that same bus can carry you to the bus stations. So she said, get into the bus. You don't need to pay nothing. If you don't have money, yeah, it's $10. But get into the bus and go to the airport, to the bus stations, and go. Anybody who you know, you can be able to call the persons. But when you remain here, less than 1 hour, you will be arrested and you'll be sent to the country you're coming from. As soon as that woman told me, I jumped outside with my luggage. I came outside, turning me. I came outside and I, luckily for me, the bus was coming. So she said, yes, this one. I get into that bus. I went to the bus stations. Now, I have feeling for getting up my friend, because things that you did to me, people can never do that to their friends that are coming from overseas. So for that, I already have a grudge in my heart for him already. So I called my uncle who lives in Trenton and who lives in Newark, New Jersey. I called Uncle Amara. Uncle Amara answered the phone and he told me, just get into the bus, and even if you don't have money, tell the bus driver, say, when you reach here, I will pay. That's how I left to that bus station and I explained my story. I said, I came to one of my friends to Massachusetts, but he never showed up. I said, he never showed up. So, I left with nothing but just to go back to where I'm coming from, but I don't have transportations. To my brother's God, one guy, no, the God that brought me from LIB to this country, he would never allow me to go like that. One guy looked at me, he gave me $75. He said, I will buy a ticket. You have eaten? And yeah, extra $20 for food for you. Good Samaritan. Good Samaritan just look at me and just told me, you know what? Yeah, extra $20, $70 for your ticket for you from here, from Massachusetts to go to Newark. Then let $20 for your food. I reached to Newark. The bus now went actually to Newark. The bus went to New York because my uncle was to New York. He was working because most of them from Newark, New Jersey, they can work in New York. They can in the morning they can go to New York to go work, and then in the evening they come back. I went there to New York. My brother told me, he said, welcome, my brother. I said, yeah. I said, thank you very much. I said, you hungry, right? Don't go, you go eat. I went first to one McDonald's shop. He brought me chicken. The bucket of chicken. That's what Amra bought me first. And brought me one bucket of chicken, say, eat all you can eat and relax here, feel comfortable, relax here. After work, I will come for you, get myself, will go home. I relax, I take upon myself, and I ate the chicken enough. I love you, man, who never eating chicken, that fat chicken, baby chicken. That's my first time to see chicken here, fat like that. I mush on that chicken, I ate it enough. Tear my job home. Then my brother got food. In the evening, my brother came for me and told me, so what happened? I said, you know, my friend told me for me to be able to come to him, but I came to him, he let me down. He never went for me to the airport. So don't feel bad about that. We went to this my brother's house. This my brother, he have 2 apartments. One, he could sleep, he could leave me to the other apartment and go sleep to a wife place. So I was there. That apartment became my apartment. In the morning, I will get up, I go do my work. I will come. At the same time in there, I will be doing my research. A lot of my friends came in this country, they stopped with me to that place. Who knew I would not call? A lot of my friends. Who knew I would not call here? After that my same friend called me to apologize. When are you, what you do? When are you, what you will do? That same friend called me to apologize. When are you, what you do? Tell me. Tell me, I want for you to call me here to be able to tell me what you will do. When are you? Call me here, the number I painted on this show below. The numbers are painted. When are you, what you will do? When are you, what you will do? Huh? When are you, what you will do? The number to call are 215-824-8124 or 267-938-2801. That is the reason why sometimes some of our brothers, they have done wrong to some of us. That does not mean that I should pay you back with bar. No. I have helped a lot of my friends. A lot of my friends. I have helped a lot of my friends. To the extent some of them call me big brother. Because this place is not my home. Just how I came here, like just how other people will come here. Just how I came here, and just how other people will be given the opportunity tomorrow to come here too. So in order for us to do, so we need to wrap our hands around each other. We need to help each other. We need to be our brothers' keepers. We need to be our brothers' keepers. So, if somebody wants to be a co-host to me on a show, on the topic, on the platform, on points, call me on 215-266-6509. The 215-824-8124, that is the number for the talk show. That is the number for the talk show. But in my own personal number for someone to call me is 215-266-6509. That is the number that anybody can call me on. So yeah, we can take it from there. So call me if you agree for you to be my co-host on this platform called On Points. Call me. We can be able to hang here. We can be able to discuss a lot of issues on our first topic, what we should discuss. No, my co-host, he will not be able to be here on this time. Every Saturday, about this time, my co-host will not be able to be here with me. You know? So I want another person that we can be able to, because my co-host, Francis and I, will discuss politics Monday to Friday. Monday to Friday. Saturday is just on point. That is the platform that I have decided that I will be able to present to the Liberian people, where we will not be able to discuss politics, we will not be able to discuss nothing but just social and economic issues. There are a lot of us having a lot of problems. A lot of us having a lot of problems. So for us, I don't need to burn my friend and brother friends like that. So if you have time, call me. Call me, and my number is 215-266-6509. Call me so we can be able to discuss it. Call me so we can be able to discuss it. So you can be my co-host every Saturday so we can be able to carve a topic for us to be able to present to the Liberian people. All right? So much we do. I have asked you for you to be able to call me to tell me what you would do if it was you. If it was you that your friend and your brother did that to you, what would you do? Left you to the airport hanging. My number to call, the number to call to be part of the talk show here tonight, to be able to tell me what will you do, is 215-824-8124. That is the number to call. But if you want to call for you to be able to discuss with me, for you to be part of the show, this show will be presented every Saturday, call On Points. Well, we'll be able to discuss a lot of social issues. The number to call is 215-266-6509. Or you can better call me on 215-824-8124. What will you do if that was you? What will you do? If that was you, what will you do? Call me now. At least one person call. Yeah, so we can be able to hear before we take our leave. At least one person call. The number to call 215-824-8124 or 267-215 or 215-824-8124 or 215-266-6509. That is the two number to call here tonight for you to be part of. Loud take. Hello?
Yeah, Ebi.
Yeah, my brother.
How are you? My name is Marcus Colley.
Marcus, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, man. You know, let me be realistic with you. Every man got his two sides.
Mm-hmm.
But I've just seen your other side today, and I get into, I get into like you. It's not always good to look at somebody from one side.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't know that you had this other side of you. Because sometimes I see you, when you get in your political, mood, it looks different. And today I see you in another mood. But with reference to what you said,
Mm-hmm.
if I were the one, I'll forgive that brother. Because let me tell you something. We are people who follow God.
Mm-hmm.
And if we observe the trend of events, then we'll know how he operates.
Mm-hmm.
Because not every bad thing that happens to you is meant to bring you down.
Mm-hmm.
Some there is there to strengthen you, and some there is preparing you for the mighty one that is coming before you.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But for us, when we see those things happening, we say, oh, I'll not speak to the person. But don't forget, maybe if he had come to pick you up, or what you have experienced, from the positive aspects, you're not going to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Or the experiences that you have had, that you have asking people tonight, you're not going to get that experience. So it's good, the God is saying that every disappointment is a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you there, the many come for you, but at the end, you have one whole apartment on your own, and then you started helping other people.
Mm-hmm.
If he had come for you, you maybe you're going to be sleeping in somebody's, couch or somebody's, living room. But God meant it for good. So this serves as lesson to every one of us that everything that happening to us, we should not just consider it being bad.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you.
Yes, let us think twice. It's always good to always reference God in everything that you want to do.
But I'm not cutting you off. But why in case if that brother have left me to that airport and that woman, that good Samaritan woman, have not come to me to be able to tap me with that information that they just come from having meeting. That if I know what I know, I should be able to get up from the airport, because the airport meant for people who are traveling in and out. So when you fan around the airport for 24 hours, for like 72 hours, then you become to raise an eyebrow. Then when that good Samaritan woman was not going to come and let me know, and then they have catch me and deport me right back.
Okay, Ebi, let me just bring something to your attention. That woman, in her own mind, in her own right mind, she got no reason of telling you anything. She don't know you from anywhere.
I'm telling you.
She has no interest in you personally.
Mm-hmm.
But what drove her to bring her to you, to tell you that if you stay here, X, Y, Z going to happen to you, is because God has intervened. Look, even if you are stay there are going to be, once God is involved, there are going to be another person to do exactly what she did. Okay? It's not because of her. It's because God used her to come to you and tell you. So it was not just automatic. It was because of God's divine intervention. So I want us to give the glory to God that He was able to use somebody. God will not come down to do anything for us. Mm-hmm. He will always use people to do it. So it was God who directed that person to you. Look, Eddie, you have been doing some things that you feel that you're not getting a reward. But that's the way God rewards people. Then you say, but why the woman? The woman know me from anywhere. Well, look at what he said. Somebody look at you and give you $75
And give me
$20 for
I'm
food.
telling you.
Eh? Look at it. You think it was just automatic? No. It was not. That was God's divine intervention from the port to the bus stop. I mean, who will just see you and just look at you and give you $75 and say, pay away and take $20 and say, buy food. But always when things like that happens, you are a believer. Whether, Muslim or Christian, they only give us because we all worship one God. And God's divine intervention work for you in a mysterious way that yourself would not understand. That's how it happens. That's just one of the stories. Some other people's stories, when they tell you, you won't even believe it. Some people say, no, it can't happen like that. So I just give God the glory for your story. Okay? But what you do is to continue to be blessed, forgive him.
No.
Thank you, Eddie, for go ahead.
Yeah, I have forgiven him long time because there was a time that he called me, he decided to tell me, up to now, that's my friend and brother. Somebody told me, he said, don't call that guy your brother. I said, no, he is a brother to me. Because this is somebody who I don't just know from the west side. This is someone like myself who spent 3 years. We spent 10th grade together, 11th grade, 12th grade. We were so close to the friend, Liberian friendship. We were so close.
I know what you're talking about.
We used to go. I used to leave from Airfield to go on the old road to my friend's house to go sit down with him, and he himself will come to me on the airfield because that's where I was staying to come and sit down with me. But with all that, this day he called me, and I told him, I said, look, I'm forgiving you. He said, you sure you have forgiven me? I said, yeah, I will forgive you, but I will not forget.
No,
I have forgiven you, but I will not forget.
That's true. You will not forget.
But I have forgiven him. I have forgiven him because maybe if he had taken me to his house or to his girlfriend's house, maybe something else could have happened.
Thank you.
Maybe something else could have happened because he never came for me. I never saw that as, I never saw that to be bad. But in return, I was able to accommodate some of my friends and brothers who came, who their friend put them out.
Thank you.
I was able to accommodate them to my house in Newark, New Jersey. I was able to accommodate them, and all of us were sleeping in our one-bedroom apartment, and were just there, were eating there. And some of my friends know about it. Some of my friends in the United States, although they get paper, but they know it, when they spot me anywhere, they can say no. That brother is a true brother.
Okay.
Because they know where we came from. But in other sense, this is just another story, to motivate us, to motivate our brothers and sisters who just come into this country, to motivate them to be able to give them advice. It's not everything that trickle is gold. No.
You're right, man. You're right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, baby. Thank you for the encouragement.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, that quarter said it all. The thing about it is that he said that he never knew my other side. That time, I pity people. I have a sorrowful heart. When I'm on my political show, you don't know. But I have a sorrowful heart for people. I have a heart that I can be able to be a great help to one or two people. And I have been. And I will always be. So if you want to be a co-host to the show, this show will be able to be coming on every Saturday night. The time have not been confirmed. The time we will decide the time. And we'll come and discuss social issues. We'll come and discuss many social issues that are facing our Liberian community, that are facing our brothers and sisters, whether in Minnesota, whether in Philly, whether in New Jersey, whether in Newark, whether in Delaware, whether in Massachusetts, whatsoever it may be. I had just been here for like 7 years. But the thing that I know, the state that I have traveled to, some of you have been here for 10, 15 years, you guys have never gone to the state that I have traveled to. But let us be good to our fellows Liberians. Let us be good to each other. Because you never know. Because you never know. Let us be good. Let us be always there to run a help to somebody who needs help. Let us be there to do it. Because God who be God, God just never brought you here for nothing. God never brought you here for nothing. If you are to see next month on the 9th, I'll be departing the United States. Next month the 9th, I'll be departing the United States to go for my father's funeral, for my father's festival, for my father's 90 days, 4 months. With the Muslim choir, 4 months, 10 days sacrifice. I lost my dad, as you all are aware. I lost the only man that brought me to this earth. I lost my mom when I was much younger. In 2000, I lost my mom. Then, just the 2022 March, I lost my dad. So I will be going that to be able to give me all. You will not believe it, what I have bought to carry, to go to give to people. Because good. My father always told me, keep on doing good. Keep on doing good. So much we do. I want to thank you for listening. If you want to be a co-host to the show called A Point, On Point, if you want to be a co-host for the show On Point, call me. Call me on my number on 215-266-6509. Call me. There are some of my followers will say, when you're ready to go for your father's funeral sacrifice, tell me so I can be able to give you my own contribution. Yes. I'm not forcing anybody. But if God grant your heart, yeah, you can be able to do it. If you don't do it, you are not also forced. Because with me, I can be able to do everything on my own. I will stress more on that tomorrow when we're paying host to to our father. We'll be hosting a Larry Tukwa tomorrow to be able to discuss a lot of things. But yeah, so I'll be going on August 9. And many of you guys said to me, Abraham does not look like Madingo man. No, I am Madingo. I am a blood Madingo man, born by a Pele woman. My mother was a Pele woman, and my father was a Madingo. That is the reason why I speak both Madingo and Pele. All right. So that is the reason why, for me, trap is not something I can dwell on. I dwell on the persons, on you, not on trap. Because trap is just, I dwell on you. You as a person. Trap is a person. I dwell on you as a person. I don't dwell on you as a trap. No. What you do, that who I judge you by. You will now see me playing Madingo music here every day and night. No. Because I am someone who knows better. I'm someone who I understand myself. I understand the culture that I came from. That is the reason why most of us, we are lost. Most of us here in the United States, we are lost. So let me stop here and be able to come tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock, which should be 8 o'clock Eastern Time, 8 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time, and which should be 7 o'clock a.m. Central Time, which should be 12 p.m. Liberian Time. We will be paying host to Larry Tukwa. Oh, Father Larry Tukwa. We'll be paying host to him. So what much we do. If you want to contribute, I will talk about that contributions tomorrow. If you want to contribute towards my father, because hey, they have told me, Abraham, you need to. I just pay for 20 bags of rice. 20 bags of rice with some salt drink. The total amount I just spent just yesterday, it was $700. I have to send out to my sister for my sister to be able to buy the food stuff and be able to carry, to be able to send it to the village. Then plus me, I am due to buy a cow. One cow. So if you want to help, well, my phone line is open. You can be able to call me for you to be able to ask me how best you can help. If not, if you want to bless me with your word of prayer that God should carry me safely and be able to bring me back safely, that is also fine. If you want to give me any kind of support, I will appreciate it. Any kind of support, I will appreciate it. What much should do, but I will talk on that more tomorrow. When I eat my regalia, I will talk about that tomorrow. Yeah.
Philly say yana. Minnesota say how we looking. Sean P. How we looking. Yolo Molly. D12. How we looking. How we looking. How we looking. How how we looking. Welcome to Minnesota, papi, the how we looking. Man, I bomb you with silver spoon, the how we looking. The money came too soon, the how we looking. Paycheck, jealous student loan, the how we looking. All my Minnesota men, the how we looking. We coming through your front door, the how we looking. Just like Tupac and Death Row, the how we looking. We buy just a war show, the how we looking. All my Minnesota men, the how we looking. We spending all the old money, the how we looking. Making way for the new money, the how we looking. When we die, we not carrying money, the how we looking. All my Minnesota men, the how we looking. And they say we like good time, the how we looking. Our bills pay on time, the how we looking.